Jeremy, well, welcome you guys to the studio.
Thank you
Glad
so
to be
much.
here.
This is a new production, the $1 Million Quartet Christmas. It's a follow-up to the $1 Million Quartet. Are you guys familiar with $1 Million Quartet?
We've done it a few times.
We've done it a few times. We were sitting back at rehearsal the other day, and we were sort of trying to put a count together. And between all of us in the band,
Sky wins. Well, actually, I think Eddie Clendenning,
Eddie Clendenning,
technically wins.
who's playing Elvis,
yeah.
I think he puts the number somewhere in the 2,000 performances of $1 Million
Yeah,
Quartet.
so for our listeners, we're very fortunate to have the Eddie Clendenning in our production with us.
Broadway's own.
He actually originated the role of Elvis Presley on Broadway. When the show was first a concept, they had it in Chicago, and they reached out to Eddie. They searched all of America to find the perfect Elvis Presley, and they found Eddie Clendenning, and he did it in Chicago and then in New York on Broadway, and now he's doing it in Coral Gables in the Miami, Florida with us.
I never thought I'd say this, but a celebrity Elvis impersonator?
Yeah,
I wouldn't say impersonator
No, I
per
wouldn't
se.
say- yeah.
I would
He's an
say
embodier.
Yeah.
Oh, a what?
An embodier.
He's a Stanislavski method when he does that.
Yes,
Absolutely.
it's a lot of technical training, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, it's what's really ironic about Eddie is he's just like Eddie Clendenning, the person, is so, when you talk to him, he's so close to Elvis. The way
The
he
authenticity
talks,
is
the
really-
way he
yeah.
moves, the way he's just so charming and so likable, and
He's been a
charismatic and-
rockabilly cat for a long time. Just been playing in bands. I wanna
The
say
way you
his
guys
whole
are talking, it sounds like he's carrying the show.
Oh no, we carry him for sure.
Yeah.
But at this point, which is why he had to sleep in this morning. You know,
Yeah, he's got to rest his pompadour. this morning,
But no, we love him, and he's definitely a reason to come see the show.
for sure.
Well, you guys are playing the $1 Million Quartet. For our folks who don't know about the Tony Award-winning show,
Sure.
what is the $1 Million Quartet?
Well, it was a real life event that happened December 4th, 1956, at Sun Records in Memphis, Tennessee, when Elvis, Jerry Lee Lewis, Carl Perkins, and Johnny Cash were all in the studio together for the first and only time.
Yeah.
And there's actually a recording of their jam session that you can listen to on
Wherever you stream
on
your...
compact disc.
So this is like a famous moment in music
Yeah,
history.
Absolutely,
was.
Yeah.
It was.
And it was all orchestrated by Sam Phillips, who was the recording engineer and proprietor of Sun Records. Played in our show by Greg Wiener, a great actor as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, he just sort of, I guess as the legend would have it, that it was a Carl Perkins recording session. Jerry Lee Lewis had been hired, was sort of a young gun, hadn't really put much out. I think maybe had 1 or 2 songs out at that point.
Yeah, he was not a star at all.
Not a
He was
star.
definitely the up-and-comer. And
Elvis was passing through, headed home for the holidays.
He wasn't the king.
Not well at this point in
He
'56.
started
Yes.
to become.
In '56, I believe this would have been "Love Me Tender" would have just started.
Yeah.
yeah.
If you listen to the actual recordings from that night, they play a couple of their hits, just sort of loose in the studio. But there's a lot of gospel. There's a couple of Christmas songs, a couple of them just sort of faking their way through a song because they don't know how it ends, and they're just sort of riffing off each other. It's actually really a fun hour.
Yeah. I'm in the studio with Jeremy Sevelovitz.
Sevelovitz. We'll get there.
He's doing Carl Perkins. Sky Seal's doing Johnny Cash, and Dominique Scott of Jerry Lee Lewis. And there are 3/4 of the $1 Million Quartet Christmas. Guys, let's have a song.
Yes.
You got it.
So we prepared a song from the show. It's called Cotton Top. It was one of Carl Perkins's hits, although not a lot of people know about it, but then again, not a lot of people know about Carl Perkins,
Right.
especially when compared to the other 3 guys. But we found that when we played this in rehearsal for the first time, we loved it, and Jeremy absolutely shreds on this song. So it is the acoustic version, because in the show we do have like a whole, amped version with this awesome bass.
Johnny Bowler, great slap bass player
Amazing.
from Vegas, is joining our cast, and Dave Sonneborn on drums.
The legend himself.
The legend, Sannenbaum. So
one of our-
we're gonna
one of
do
our faves.
Cotton Top. Jeremy, do you want to say anything about Cotton Top? Other than that, it's in drop D.
Other than that, it's in drop D, and
And it's a Carl Perkins tune.
it's
That's right.
a Carl Perkins tune. So this This will be Cotton Top.
All right, let's hit it.
All right. Listen up, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell y'all a story about a little boy named Cotton Top. He had one string on an old busted guitar. When kids used to gather around on Sundays, they'd say, "Hit your lick, Cotton Top." And he'd play pow, 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 pow. Well, one Christmas, hell, they must have fallen from the sky because young Cotton Top found himself 2 more guitar strings. And now when he played that hair guitar, well, it sounded a little something like this.
Woo!
Well, that very next Christmas, his daddy come home with a brown bag. And inside that bag were 6 slick, shiny, brand new, untouched guitar strings. Brought a smile to that sad little boy's face and a whole new sound to this guitar. And now when he played it, my friends, well, it sounded a little something like this. Well, the crowd gathered around, and then one day was called to the hall and asked him to play. 40-piece band had to step aside. Curtain opened up, somebody cried to say, "Cotton Top, keep on rocking, Cotton Top. Hit your lick, Cotton Top. Keep on rocking,
Cotton Top.
Let me hear you sing."
Cotton Top.
Yes, sir.
Cotton Top. Cotton Top. Cotton Top.
If you're in the city just looking around, stop by the hall and listen for that sound. Embedded in the walls of Carnegie Hall is living proof. You take one boy with one guitar string and a mind that's just full of determination. And you got one God,
Cotton Top.
one great land,
Cotton Top.
like America.
Cotton Top.
You can make it, son. Oh boy, you made it. Now pick your heart out.
Cotton Top.
Yes, sir.
Cotton Top. Cotton Top.
Yeah, oh, Cotton Top. Whoa, boy, Cotton Top. Yes, sir. Cotton Top.
All right. Live in the studio with the $1 Million Quartet Christmas and featuring Carl Perkins, Jeremy Sevelovitz.
Hey.
Well, Jeremy, you're an actor. Did it ever occur to you to...
You know, it's funny. It's funny. One of my professors, my first day of school, I'll never forget this, at the University of Hartford. I think it was an 8 a.m. acting class. So I'd rolled out of my dorm room. We got there, and they're doing the roll call for the first time. And Professor reads it and goes, "Jeremy's..." Oh, honey, you're going to have to change that. And I just never thought, and then I just, automatically when you fill out paperwork, I just default to the name. So there I am a few, years later filling out my
You said
my
never.
professional paperwork, and I just wrote my name down, and the guy, I handed it to him, and he went, "Huh." And I just never thought about it. And then all of a sudden,
You became famous.
I love it.
We're on our
love
way. We're on our way, friends.
Yes.
Well, I hadn't mentioned yet that these gentlemen, along with Elvis Presley, is going to be part of the Actors Playhouse production of $1 Million Quartet Christmas, playing now through January 1st in Coral Gables. Information 305-443-9293. Well, listening to you play, Jeremy, you're very accomplished on the guitar.
Thank you very much.
Was there ever a time when you wanted to be a musician instead of an actor?
Yeah, well, it was. It's funny because